What's up, YouTube? Drew here with a topic I haven't covered since like 2015. So I had a video on there from back then, link in the description if you want to see it, where I used 1 by 3/4 across the tires with the hubcaps off, bungee corded with slots on the end, and then 2 tape measures to get towing. Boards I used to use, it's a 1 by 2 with slots in the end. What I would do is bungee cord it to the wheel and then put tape measures in those slots. And I said in the video, hey, this will get you to an alignment shop, whatever. Well, here we are 13,000 miles later, and I have no uneven wear on the tires, and it drives perfectly. I mean, other than the suspension issues that it's had that have been worked out, alignment has not been an issue. So 5, 6, 7 years, whatever, of thinking, I came up with a better way. Now, this is not conventional. Don't do this on your CRV. Don't do it on your Toyota Yaris. I don't recommend it on your Ferrari or your Bugatti, but for your 32 Ford or your 54 Chevy or whatever you got, this will do the job. So simple, a board that's just a touch wider than the tires, up against them, as high up as you could get. I didn't feel like taking off my hubcaps, and I don't have to. As high up as you can get. And then the big thing is, I started with chalk, but chalk is wide. So I use a pencil, and I put the pencil flat to the board, and I make little lines, which you can see right there, at where the front of the tire would be and where the back of the tire would be. Towing is just simply a measurement from, you know, a common spot on the back of the tread to the same thing on the other tire, and then here as well. And the difference of the two is your toe-in. Now, on 1949 to 1954 Chevys, that is 1/8 of an inch. The manual here says 1/8 of an inch, or if you've got a 53, 1/4 inch plus or minus a 1/16. So we're going with 1/8 of an inch. Maybe a little less is appropriate with radial tires, but you know, to stay true to the specification, I'm going with 1/8 of an inch. There's probably more play than the difference in these old front suspensions anyway. So I'm at exactly 1/8 of an inch on this car. Now, the important thing to know about 49 to 54 Chevys and up to 1962 on Corvette is that the passenger side tie rod is solid. It's not adjustable. The aftermarket does make an adjustable, but that just complicates things. Your driver's side tie rod is adjustable, and if you rotate up, if that makes sense, so you twist like you want to roll it like down the driveway, if that makes sense. You want to roll it this way. That's going to push it out. If you pull it toward you, it's going to pull it in. What I do is I just pull up the driveway in a straight line, take my measurements, and if I need to make a change, I just roll the car back down the driveway a little bit after I've made my measurements, measure again, and repeat until it is where it needs to be. Now, obviously, if you have one adjustable tie rod on one side and a solid on the other, you're turning your steering wheel as you adjust your toe, because you know what you're essentially doing is making the car want to turn one way. So you compensate for that in the steering wheel, which is now crooked. So if you look, that's called the drag link, and that connects the pitman arm of the steering gear to the idler, which actually turns the tie rods. And if you notice, that has an adjusting sleeve as well. This is what I was talking about. You can see how the steering wheel's crazy crooked. That's what the third member's all about. Make sure the car's straight ahead. I loosen those and I adjust it till the steering wheel's straight. So with a couple clockwise turns of that drag link, we had a decent amount of clockwise turn in our steering wheel here, and it seems true. Now, we won't know till we go up and down the road a few times and you know, see it on a flat road at some speed. There is more to it. You want to do all of this with your steering gear absolutely centered, which of course this one was before all of this, and that's what the drag link adjustment is for. Definitely study that 49 to 54 manual, do a test drive, make sure it's good, and then call it done. So that is how I do toe-in on a 49 to 54 Chevy. Obviously, the process for the adjustments themselves is going to be different on old cars that are not 49 to 54 Chevys, but the point is, old brass bushed front ends with kingpins and all that jazz, you could spend a couple $100s on an alignment and let some other guy or girl touch your car, but I don't like anybody touching my car. I'm 13,000 miles on my own alignment when I was younger and knew less, and it's fine. If you guys don't like this video, if you think it's a little bit crude or it's not, you know, precise enough, check out my other videos. I'm usually 100% by the book. I am by the book, actually. I'm just not using a $250,000 alignment rack. I am using a scrap piece of wood, a pencil, and one of the free tape measures from Harbor Freight. If you do find this entertaining, useful, or helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a lot of repair videos on regular cars, cool stuff involving cars from Japan with the steering wheel on the other side, and of course our lovely classic American cars from the 20s through the 70s. So thank you and have a good day.